The most beautiful world is always entered through imagination. A happy life consists not in the absence, but in the mastery of hardships. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope. As the eagle was killed by the arrow winged with his own feather, so the hand of the world is wounded by its own skill. True friends never apart, maybe in distance but never in heart. I rejoice to live in such a splendidly disturbing time. It's wonderful to climb the liquid mountains of the sky. Behind me and before me is God, and I have no fears. If the blind put their hands in God's, they find their way more surely than those who see but have not faith or purpose. The world is not moved only by the mighty shoves of the heroes, but also by the aggregate of the tiny pushes of each honest worker. So long as the memory of certain beloved friends lives in my heart, I shall say that life is good. If you can dream it, you can do it. To me, a lush carpet of pine needles or spongy grass is more welcome than the most luxurious Persian rug. I believe in the immortality of the soul because I have within me immortal longings. In a word, literature is my utopia. Look the world straight in the eye. Your success and happiness lies in you. Resolve to keep happy, and your joy and you shall form an invincible host against difficulties. Believe. No pessimist ever discovered the secrets of the stars, or sailed to an uncharted island, or opened a new heaven to the human spirit. True happiness is not attained through self-gratification but through fidelity to a worthy purpose. What we have once enjoyed deeply we can never lose. All that we love deeply becomes a part of us. Remember, no effort that we make to attain something beautiful is ever lost. I would rather walk with a friend in the dark than alone in the light. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. One can never consent to creep when one feels an impulse to soar. Although the world is full of suffering, it is full also of the overcoming of it. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Keep your face to the sun and you will never see the shadows. The most pathetic person in the world is someone who has sight but no vision. What we once enjoyed and deeply loved we can never lose, for all that we love deeply becomes a part of us. The highest result of education is tolerance. Never bend your head, hold it high, look the world straight in the eye. I long to accomplish a great and noble task, but it is my chief duty to accomplish small tasks as if they were great and noble. What I'm looking for is not out there, it is in me. People don't like to think. If one thinks, one must reach conclusions. Conclusions are not always pleasant. A bend in the road is not the end of the road, unless you fail to make the turn. We could never learn to be brave and patient if there were only joy in the world. Everything has its wonders, even darkness and silence, and I learn, whatever state I may be in, therein to be content. Happiness does not come from without, it comes from within. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. When we do the best that we can, we never know what miracle is wrought in our life, or in the life of another. So long as you can sweeten another's pain, life is not in vain. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. Keep your face to the sunshine and you cannot see the shadows. It's what the sunflowers do. Self-pity is our worst enemy, and if we yield to it, we can never do anything good in the world. Knowledge is love and light and vision. The unselfish effort to bring cheer to others will be the beginning of a happier life for ourselves. We can do anything we want as long as we stick to it long enough. So much has been given to me, I have not time to ponder over that which has been denied. Your success and happiness lie in you. There are no shortcuts to any place worth going. My friends have made the story of my life. Faith is the strength by which a shattered world shall emerge into light. One painful duty fulfilled makes the next plainer and easier. College isn't the place to go for ideas. I cried because I had no shoes until I met a man who had no feet. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight and no vision. Do not think of today's failures, but of the success that may come tomorrow. There is beauty in everything, even in silence and darkness. I thank God for my handicaps. For through them, I have found myself, my work and my God. While they were saying it couldn't be done, it was done. Be happy with what you have while working for what you want. Good friends walk in when the old ones walk out. Walking with a friend in the dark is better than walking alone in the light. Joy is the holy fire that keeps our purpose warm and our intelligence aglow. It is a terrible thing to see and have no vision. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope or confidence. The mind is as big as the universe. The only lightless dark is the night of ignorance and insensibility. Resolve to keep happy, and your joy and you shall form an invincible host against difficulties. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. One cannot consent to creep when one feels an impulse to soar. Under softest touch hides treacherous claws. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. What a blind person needs is not a teacher but another self. My fingers are tickled to delight by the soft ripple of a baby's laugh. What is true happiness? It's not attained through self-gratification but through fidelity to a worthy purpose. Life is an exciting business, and most exciting when it is lived for others. Security is mostly a superstition. It does not exist in nature. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Never bend your head. Always hold it high. Look the world straight in the face. There is no king who has not had a slave among his ancestors, and no slave who has not had a king among his.